Hi, so we're going to look at circle graphs today. A circle graph is used to compare parts to a whole. So remember, so far through this unit, we have looked at graphs and we've looked at when to use each graph. For example, we talked about using a bar graph if we are comparing data or comparing categories. We can use a stem and leaf plot if we're wanting that numeric data organized in order from least to greatest. We looked at using a line graph whenever we're trying to look at data that is spread over a certain amount of time. Circle graphs are used when you are comparing part to a whole. For example, we might look at birthdays of students compared to the whole class. We might look at, in this case, we're looking at Mike's homework, how much time he spends per subject on his homework. So let's continue reading. The pie-shaped sections are shown in groups. This is also known as a pie graph, so you might hear it as a circle graph or a pie graph or a pie chart. That's all the same thing. And the percents should all add up to 100. So if one of the questions might ask is, why is this circle graph misleading? If all the percents don't add up to 100, that means the circle graph is incorrect. It means it is not a true graph and you need to mark that as being an untrue. All right, so let's go ahead and look at this example. So it says that the circle graph shows the subject Mike studies during homework time. Which subject does Mike spend most of his time studying? Well, it's very simple. You can take a look at the circle graph. You're looking for the biggest pie piece, which would be math. You could also compare the numbers. Either way, we can say that the largest section is math. Therefore, that is the subject he spends most of the time on. Number 2, how does the time spent studying social studies compare to the time he spends studying science? So we look at social studies, which is right there, which is 17%, and we look at science, which is 8%. So obviously he spends more time studying social studies than he does science, and it is actually a little bit more than twice as much. So that's what we could say, is that he spends about twice as long studying for social studies than he does for science. So that's all we're going to look at for circle graphs. We're not going to create them. We're just going to gather data. So all I want us to do here is try to do a few more examples. We're going to use this pie graph looking at favorite colors. So here, number 1, what color is the least favorite? So looking at it, we're looking for the smallest, which would be the purple, which I think purple is a great color. That's probably my favorite. Number 2, which color are the favorites the same number of people? So here we're looking for the pie chart that has the same number or the same size. That would be our yellow and our orange. They both have 10%. Number 3, how does the number of people who say green is their favorite color compare to the number who say yellow? So we're looking at green and yellow. Well, yellow has 10%, green has 19%, so we would say about twice prefer the green. All right. All right. And you know what? This graph here on these questions, these go to the graph that was on the other page, and I think y'all guys get the idea, so we're just going to eliminate those. You're just looking for pie charts, and just remember, they should all add up to 100. All the percent should add up to 100. So good luck, you guys.